Hey guys, Clay here. Now, this video is something that just happened. I saw it a couple days ago, and it was mentioned recently on AMC Movie Talk, and what I'm going to do is read it. As many of you people know, I am a huge Legend of Zelda fan. Legend of Zelda is my all-time favorite video game series. I am a huge fan of it. For the longest time, ever since I was a kid, and I had that gold cartridge. I think we all remember that gold cartridge, that Zelda had. And then, of course, they had the cartoon series that came on Fridays. The Super Mario Brothers show, and then Link had a couple appearances in Captain and the Game Master. I've been wanting a movie. And then, of course, we know a couple years ago, IGN had that April Fool's Day trailer. And then, of course, last year when I played that Twitter prank saying Justin Bieber was Link and Taylor Swift was Zelda and Uwe Boll was directed the film and pissed off a whole bunch of Justin Bieber fans, but who cares, right? Anyhow, recently, and this is on several news outlets. You can find it on several news outlets. You can Google it. It's on several news outlets. It was also mentioned on AMC Movie Talk, so it is actually legit. So, there was an interview with someone from Nintendo, Eiji Aonuma. Forgive me if I pronounce his name's Japanese, so forgive me if I pronounce it. I'm going to put a little screen cap thing right here to say what his name is. Eiji Aonuma, alright, was being interviewed by Kotaku. I guess that's another Japanese name, another Japanese site. You can go there and find it. I mean, you can, like I said, you can Google search it, and it's on many media outlets. He was being interviewed. Of course, many people have always asked about Zelda. And I remember it was a couple years ago, Reggie Fils-Aimé, the head of Nintendo America, said, we get asked all the time about our property, Zelda and Metroid specifically. Like the 6 major studios have gone over there and wanted it, and he says no, they keep turning it down. The real key is Shigeru Miyamoto, the guy that created The Legend of Zelda. He's always been the one that you really have to give the final okay. It's really not just Nintendo. It's Shigeru Miyamoto, the guy who created Zelda. He also created Mario and Donkey Kong and a lot of other characters for Nintendo. He's the one that gives the final okay, and he's been adamant ever since the Super Mario Brothers movie, that terrible movie. But this is what Mr. Aonuma said about a movie, a Zelda movie. This is what he said. This is his exact quote. This is something that me and Mr. Miyamoto have talked about. If we were to make a Zelda movie, if we had interest in doing that, I think really what would be most important to us is to be able to play with the format of a movie. Make it more interactive. Like you'd be able to take your Nintendo 3DS into the theater, and that leads you into participating in it somehow. We wouldn't want to make it the same as any other movie. We want to change what a movie is. Now, first and foremost, I'm all for a Zelda film. All for it. But this interactive with the 3DS, absolutely no. There's reasons why. I mean, first off, just give us the movie. Give us the movie. I don't want a gimmick. If they ever make a movie, I guarantee you it'll be distributed in 3D as well. So give us the choice between 2D and 3D. Just always give us that choice. Don't force us to see 3D like Disney forced us to see Alice in Wonderland in 3D opening weekend, because no movie within 50 miles of where I live in Dallas-Fort Worth, every single one within a 50-mile radius was showing it in 3D. So I was forced to see it in 3D. I don't like 3D movies, but I understand from a business standpoint why if you did a Zelda film, you release it in 3D. Makes sense, but let us have that option. The 3DS option is terrible, and I'll tell you why. It's too much of a distraction. Okay, you can only do one thing. You can only watch one thing. It's hard to I mean, I know people are on their laptops and they watch TV or watch a sporting event on their Facebook, on their Twitter. That's fine. But when you're in a dark room surrounded by a lot of people, that 3DS screen gets distracting and it ruins the movie experience. One of the biggest pet peeves, and I know a lot of people have pet peeves, is people on their cell phones in movie theaters. I hate it when people get on their cell phones and text or tweet or Facebook. That pisses me off more than anything in the movie theater. I turn my phone completely off. If I miss your call, too bad. I wait till after the movie. All right, I wait till after the movie. Don't text your friends, tweet, and all that stuff during the movie. Do not do that. I hate that. And plus, since I wear glasses, if somebody's got a phone in front of me, that glare hits my glasses and it distracts me from watching the movie. And having a DS would do that. They recently tried this experiment with a screening of The Little Mermaid, where you're supposed to interact with this app on an iPad, and people found it distracting. You know, they're trying to do all this and watch the movie and miss the, certain scenes of the film. Like, wait, what happened? It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. And then that tells us that Nintendo's like, and this sounds like, now, I don't know if this is true, but the way this sounds like is Nintendo saying, in order to see the Zelda film, you gotta go buy a Nintendo DS. That wouldn't work. Because not everybody's going to want to go out and buy a Nintendo DS to participate in the film. And when they say interactive, what is it like? Choose the ending? Choose what Link does next? Choose that. Okay, that's what a video game is. A video game, that's what you do in video games. Okay? But a movie's different. Now, granted, when they film movies, they do film different endings, because if you watch DVDs and the extras, there's like the alternate ending or the alternate beginning. They do that. They do that because, the studio say, no, we don't want this opening, we want that opening. And they do it in front of test audiences, and sometimes test audiences don't like certain scenes, and then other ones do. Or they didn't like this opening, but they like that opening. Or they didn't like the ending of the film, or things of that nature. That's why you see, alternate endings, alternate openings. There's many scenes in films that get cut. Usually a 2-hour film. Trust me, there's about 3.5 hours of footage that's been filmed in the movie. If you watch, like say the Avengers was 2 hours and 25 minutes long, something like that. I guarantee you, there's about at least 3.5 hours of footage in that film. There it is. There's about 3.5 hours of footage that was filmed. There's a if you've seen the Blu-ray, there's a scene where Captain America, he's in front of a diner. He sees that waitress, and then he's also thinking about calling Peggy Carter. There's other scenes. I guarantee you, they have shot more footage. There's at least 3.5 hours of actual movie footage with the Avengers than what was shown in the theater. Same with Hunger Games, same with The Dark Knight Rises, same with probably even Gravity that just came out. Probably, I guarantee you, even in films like Titanic, there was more shot. Lord of the Rings, of course. Well, yeah, there was, because you got the extended version, which is like 4 hours long for each film, and then the extended version of the last one is like 4.5 hours long, because the third movie is 3.5 hours long, something like that. So there's a lot more stuff that's been shot. But an interactive one, no. It just doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. This interactive stuff, it's not like if you do that on the Blu-ray release, it works for a Blu-ray release because they do have that. And therefore, you're at home. You can just excuse me. You can easily hit the pause button and things like that. Excuse me. This ragweed's not my friend. It works differently with Blu-ray. But when you're in a theater, you got a lot of people. You know, a lot of people want that theater experience. It's different when you watch a film in theater than when you watch it on your TV at home. It is. It completely is. When you're in the theater, you get the big screen, you get the effect, you're around the audience, you get that feel, you know. But when you're at home, you really don't quite get that. Now, granted, it's enjoyable watching a movie at home. I'm not going to lie. It's okay to do that. But I feel watching it in the theater, certain movies in the theater, certain movies you have to watch in the theaters, I think. I think right now, I've yet to go see it, but I need to go see it. Gravity. I feel that's a movie you have to see in the theater because it makes you feel like, what's it like if you are just literally alone about to die in space? You know, it's like the one place you don't want to be stranded is outer space. I mean, that would just be I couldn't even fathom that. But this whole interactive thing but this is what I say: we want the Zelda film, but we don't want the gimmick. Okay, we'll buy the video games. We're gonna buy the video game systems. Don't get me wrong. We'll all buy the video game systems. We'll all buy the video games. And trust me, video games make a lot of money. What was it? A couple weeks ago, Grand Theft Auto, first week in sales, made $800 million in its first week of sales. $800 million. I mean, think about it. I said remember the Avengers alone opened up to $200 million. I'll tell you that point. The Avengers grossed $623 million at the U.S. box office. Grand Theft Auto made $800 million its first week in sales, more than the Avengers made its entire run at the box office. More than the highest grossing film of all time, Avatar. Yeah. So people do go by now. Don't get me started with a Grand Theft Auto video game. I don't think that'll work. I don't think a Grand Theft Auto video game would work. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it. I know there's some of y'all might want about. Trust me, I don't think Grand Theft Auto will work. But like I said, we have Assassin's Creed coming out, Splinter Cell's coming out, World of Warcraft's coming out. Hell, they're making an Angry Birds movie. But maybe with this gentleman's statement that we are, maybe Shigeru Miyamoto realizing, hey, you know, we might want to tinker a little bit, think about making a Zelda film, because this might make a good amount of money at the box office. Now, granted, if we do see it, okay, it's not going to come out in 2015. Too Much is coming out in 2015. Seriously, Too Much is coming out in 2015. There's no way we could compete. Plus, we already have Assassin's Creed and coming out in the summer, and World of Warcraft coming out in the winter for video games. Plus, you also have other films: Batman, Superman, Avengers 2, the new Star Wars, the final Hunger Games film, the next James Bond film, several other films also coming out in 2015. But those five I mentioned: Batman, Superman, Avengers 2, Star Wars, final Hunger Games film, and the new James Bond film. Those five sell themselves. They sell themselves. You just need to say those and people will go there. I mean, Avengers 2, boom, it's a hit. Batman, Superman, boom. We know that's a guaranteed hit. That's money in the bank. Star Wars, that's money in the bank. It even doesn't even matter how bad it is. It's money in the bank. Hunger Games, that's money in the bank right now. James Bond, money in the bank. But maybe Assassin's Creed World of Warcraft might change Nintendo's mind. Maybe if Nintendo sees the results of the box office, then, I mean, who knows? I might be 40 by the time Zelda comes out. But hey, I'll be first in line to go see it opening day. I'll be first in line to go see it opening day. You bet your ass I would. You know, that'd be like 33 years in the making for me if I was 40 at that time. But, oh man, I hope I'm not dead, but I mean, I hope I live long enough. I mean, you get my point. You don't want to die before certain movies come out, but golly, there's no telling. But so, what do you think of these comments? Okay, do you want a Zelda film? Do you want the interactive thing? Let me know. Comment down. Let me know. Me, I don't want the interactive thing. I want the film, but this interactive stuff, no. Make the movie. Just straight up make the movie. Comment down. Let me know. Subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. And winter's coming. Bye-bye.